Hey guys, today I have a special one for you. It's a big brand head unit. It's a Road Angel. Now, this head unit has built-in DAB as standard. It has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and it has a powerful built-in amplifier with high voltage pre-outs and 50 watts per channel through the standard speaker outputs. Let's check it out. So Road Angel is a very well-known British company. You find their products in all the major car-related retailers like Halfords, and they are most well known for road safety products such as laser speed trap detectors and dash cams. Now recently they've gone into car audio, and this is one of their flagship car audio products, which, as I said before, has DAB built in, but it also has a very powerful amplifier, much more powerful than you would find in the Android head units that I have behind me. This is equal to big known brands such as Sony, Pioneer, Alpine, etc. So this is going to be really, really good. I will say that I don't get paid to endorse any company or products, so this video is going to be based on my opinion, setting it up and using it. Right, let's do that now. And here it is, and yeah, you can tell that it's a big brand immediately because of how it's designed. You've got the standard double-din structure. It comes with the cage already built in, and you can see that the cage comes up just to the tip of where the radio is as well, and that tells me that it's going to sit flush with the dashboard. And that's a big problem that we have with the Chinese models, is that they sit very proud of the cage and therefore they stick outside of the dashboard, and this is not going to have that problem, so that's great as well. On the front here we have some capacitive touch buttons. We have the brand name on the bottom here, and that's about it. Everything else is very, very sleek. It's very, very nice indeed. And then on the back we have lots of connections. As you can see, it has a standard ISO connection point here, which is great. That's a European standard. You have an antenna connector for DAB up here, and then we have 6 pre-outs. So we have 2 subwoofer pre-outs, and then we got front left, front right, rear left, rear right, all down here. We have a video and audio auxiliary input up here. We have a reverse camera input here, 2 video outs for rear headrest monitors, and finally an FM antenna input here. Now on top of all of this, you can see that it has a permanent wired loom here, and that consists of 2 USBs, one of which has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay written on it. Another video input for a front camera, a microphone input, and some power wires for the front camera as well, which is a really nice touch. Also in the box we got the main loom, which is ISO to ISO. Now you can see the attention to detail here because they've given you some of the connectors which you can actually swap. This is important for the red and yellow ones in particular, because some cars have ignition live and permanent live in different locations and they need to be swapped, and they've thought of this on this cable as well. And it also has the connector for the steering wheel controls as well, so that's going to just plug straight into my Connect 2 adapter for the Saab. It also comes with this, which is the external microphone. It also comes with a DAB antenna. Now this is something that really annoyed me about a Pioneer unit that I recently did. It did have built-in DAB as well, but it didn't come with the DAB antenna, which was ridiculous. So thank you Road Angel for including everything that we need to actually use the features of the head unit. Some radio removal tools, and finally the manual. Now one thing that I found particularly interesting whilst I was just trying to fit it into the Saab 9.3 cage is that these side panels here are movable. So this bracket here actually controls where the head unit sits inside the cage, and you can undo these 2 screws and slide this forward or backwards, which means that I can literally choose exactly where I want it to sit, how far I want it to be inside or outside the dashboard. That is ingenious, and it's basically an installer's dream. So let me show you what that means. Here's the Saab 9.3 cage. There we go, clipped in place. perfectly flat. Perfect. So I just need to put the bezel on it now, and it's good to go in the car. Awesome. And here it is installed in my Saab 9.3, and I can tell you immediately it was just simply a joy to install. It slid straight into the Saab 9.3 fascia and obviously just screwed straight in, and all the wiring was very, very simple to connect up. Basically plug and play. It also looks pretty nice in this car as well, very sleek and stylish. So let's switch it on and see how long it takes to boot up. So we've got the Road Angel logo come up. And there we go, it's on the dashboard, it's fully booted at this point. So from a look and feel perspective, I think it looks very sleek and modern. The wallpaper it has is rather modern with the design that it currently has. You do have a selection of different wallpapers, which I will show you later. You have very large time and date on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side here, you have the features of this particular head unit. So the first one is radio, FM radio. So if we just press that, I'll show you how it looks. So you can see that it has the preset RDS stations actually on the right hand side here. So that's the beauty of this. When you do actually save a station, it does show you the station name rather than the frequency on the preset section, which is very, very useful indeed. It also gives you the option of directly accessing the sound equalizer settings straight from this screen as well, but we will show you that later when we talk about the sound quality. So this head unit actually has DAB as standard, and it comes with the DAB antenna, which I have fitted to the windscreen where it's meant to be. So that is absolutely fantastic. So you can see the stations on the right hand side here, and then on the left hand side it just shows you the station and the signal quality and some information about the station itself as well. So it's great to have digital radio built into a head unit as standard without the need to buy anything else, so that's cool as well. The third one is the USB. That is where you can place music files onto a USB stick and you can play them directly through the head unit, which is fantastic. You have the classic auxiliary input if you'd like to use that functionality. It also has standard Bluetooth streaming as well. So if I hit this button here, you can actually control the tracks and the music that are actually installed on your phone when it's connected via Bluetooth. And again, you have a shortcut to the sound settings here as well. And the last thing on here is the ability to make and receive phone calls directly on the head unit as well, which is great. If we go to the next page, you will find the front camera connection. I don't have one connected. So let's have a look at the settings. This is where you control your brightness, and they even go so far as to give you other video controls such as the brightness and contrast, so that you can get it set to exactly how you want, which is also very good. Under SWC, that's steering wheel control. So this is how you can actually align buttons on the steering wheel with the head unit themselves, which is cool. So press a button on the screen and then press the corresponding button on the steering wheel to link them up, nice and easy. And also in the options under 7 color lights, you can choose the light color of your buttons here. So from a vehicle integration perspective, you can match whatever color the interior lighting of your actual car is as well. So that's cool. You'll also see that it has wallpaper here, and this is how you change the image behind these menus and indeed the dashboard. So you can press this, press the one that you want, and there you go. So that will now be on the dashboard as well, which is very, very nice. Right, so let's have a look at Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, because that's obviously the main feature of this head unit. So I'm going to plug in my Galaxy Fold 4. We'll have a look at Android Auto. And as you can see, it started with Waze, and I do have access to all of my other apps on here as well, and it's very, very fast. It looks very smart. So from an Android Auto perspective, that's absolutely perfect, and it loads instantaneously. Right, let's look at Apple CarPlay. So here's my trusty test iPhone. So we'll just plug that in. And there we go, Apple CarPlay. Map on the right, music on the left, and access to all of the apps of Apple CarPlay absolutely immediately, and that is perfect. So, and do you see how quickly it loaded as well? So you have full Apple CarPlay, full Android Auto, absolutely amazing. Now, the one thing that we do need to talk about, which is very, very significant with this head unit, is the sound quality. This does actually have a very powerful built-in amplifier, and it sounds amazing. So if we go into the settings, you'll see that you have separate control of the subwoofer here, but if we go into the equalizer, this is the standard balance and fade that you get with most head units. But under equalizer, you can actually control the individual bands of audio. And you have 16 bands of frequency so that you can get the sound that you want. And obviously there are some presets here which you can use rather than manually doing it, but you can modify these to your heart's content. And the thing is, this thing sounds astonishingly good. I mean, it sounds amazing. It is definitely a very high-end amplifier built into this unit, and it's completely on par with the likes of Pioneer, Alpine, and those types of brands. So you've got a top spec amplifier in this, and it also has the high voltage pre-outs as well. So whilst it does lack some software features to modify audio in more sophisticated ways, the amplifier hardware that's built into it is exceptionally good, and that is going to give you some amazing sound, even if you have an aftermarket audio system. So that's really, really good as well. I'm not going to give it any scores because it's not an Android head unit, but if there's anything that I've missed that you'd like to know about this unit, please do ask in the comments section below. And if you like this kind of content, please do subscribe to my channel, because I shall be reviewing other head units in the very near future.